Salutations, sleuths. I'm Gina.
I'm Maria.
And we are
Fortuitous.
Boom!
Let me get my... And then shoulders back. I'll watch videos of me and I'm sitting here all like... and I'm like, God bless Maria. Can you just...
I feel like I'm in my element. I'm cozy. I'm a potato. I'm in the corner of the couch.
But you're not really a potato. You're dressed really nicely.
Today, because it's a new year. Who dis?
Say me.
Yeah, no, we gotta dress, I don't know, New Year, black.
Just
New Year's Eve.
Start the
New
year
Year day.
off dark.
Yeah,
Yes.
so then it has only room to get more colorful.
To get brighter.
Thank you. Look at the gift that Maria got for me.
Yeah, for the
we get a zoom in?
non-watchers, I got her a book, and it's called Hope for Cynics.
So if you listen to our last episode on how I talked about accepting the fact that I am simply a pessimistic, glass half empty, that's me.
Yeah.
She heard me loud and clear, except she got this apparently much
Way before.
before. It just made sense.
It was just perfect timing that Gina was like, just accepted really hard that like, yep, I am a pessimist and I am needed in the world. I was like, well, there's a book for you.
You know, this is companionship. You know me. You know what I need.
Well, I would think after I would hope after a few years that I would know. And then we see each other at least a couple times a week. So
I'll be, you'll notice me getting a little less cynical, maybe, after my note-taking in books.
yeah, we'll see. To be determined.
But no, I saw the book that you had that you're saying we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I remember you were telling me that we were going to talk about this a while back.
Yeah, I think it was months ago I had started this. I started at the beginning of the year, and I was like, ooh, I really want to do an episode on it, but I didn't know how I wanted to break it up because there's so much, and it wouldn't do it justice if I did just one episode on the whole book. And then, so put a pin in that, and then was trying to figure out what to do for an upcoming episode. And last year, we started the year off toxic with, staying toxic. And then I was like, well, this year maybe we try the opposite and we'll start wholesome. And so I wanted to talk about so it's a new year. Let's start off with talking about how amazing everyone is.
So less cynical, less toxic, more wholesome, brighter.
Yeah, just for one episode though.
Oh.
This won't, don't worry people, this won't be for the whole year. This is just to start the new year. Cause this is not a new year for us. It's, we're still in December, pre-Christmas, hence the Christmas gifts. But this will come out January 2nd. And it'll be, so happy new year. And then happy one full year for us. It'll be one full year for us.
That's cute.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it. So that's where I was like, all right, we'll come, full circle.
We shouldn't have a podcast per
Apparently
a quote. But you know what? We do.
Because we want to. They said not everyone needs it. No, I agree. Not everyone needs one. But we fucking want one. We have fun with it.
And I think at some point we want to kind of wrap up how we did.
Yeah, that's today. That's right now.
Oh, that's happening? Oh.
Yeah.
She gave me a little tidbit on it. And mind you, Spotify kind of puts some of it together. And it's so cute how they do it. It's like a fancy media PowerPoint almost.
Well, yeah. So, they do the Spotify Wrapped. I don't know if you do that.
I've never seen that before.
But you've never seen, people post all the time on their, their stories, oh, this is the music I listen to. Look at me.
Yeah, but that's a tiny tidbit. That's such a small glance at what that whole entire thing has to offer.
Yeah, but it will, if you ever do Spotify Wrapped, it will have that big PowerPoint presentation for you, and then you can choose to share a little snippet. It's not going to share the whole Wrapped, but it will show a snip.
I've never seen that, but I kind of want to try it because I feel like my music taste has been kind of all over the place this year.
I'm surprised that you've not done it.
Yeah, no, I just kind of roll with it.
Welcome to
Welcome to 2025. Oh, that too.
But so Spotify put together something. We're on Apple, but Apple Podcasts didn't do anything with that, so I only have stats for Spotify, and then we're on Buzzsprout. And that's kind of like the hub, and then it shoots it out to everything. So then they gave me like a little stat thing. And I thought it would just be kind of fun to, share some stats.
And, whether you care about it or not, this isn't about you. It's about
We
us
care about
today.
it. We'll get to you guys.
I want to hear how we did.
But actually, this is like thanks to all of you guys. Like, this wouldn't be possible without the listeners and the support and everything like that. So...
That's hands down so true. I mean, and you've had so many people that have... Maria is the all-taker of social media, so she tells me, hey, this person told us this, or even though she sees it only. And I don't know, the amount of love or the input or the feedback that we've gotten in the last year is clutch.
It really, makes my day. Believe it or not, I do have fun with this. I would do it regardless, but having those, the comments or the conversation, even if it is, constructive criticism, it's feedback, and, I love all of it. Mm-hmm. So, if you think of something and you're like, oh, I should reach out, please do it, because, it makes my whole week.
Mm-hmm. And I think anyone who currently has a podcast and is starting out, it's really hard to keep going, because you're it's like taking a test and, getting an F, and you're studying your butt off, but you're not getting any sort of reinforcement that you're on the right track, so it can be tough sometimes. And I speak that on behalf of Maria, even though she's humble and won't say it. This is her baby, and I'm just here for a good time, baby. But
baby.
But yeah, I mean, this is more so a kudos to all the work that you put into it. So shout out to Maria.
Thank you. It does have its ebbs and flows, and I would be lying if I said I didn't get discouraged every once in a while. But like I said, I really do enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And then, when I do have those conversations with people in person about something that we talked about, then it's like a good reminder of oh, people are listening. And even if it is for however many people, those people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because we do have some top listeners. We're the number one podcast for some people.
We have a percentage.
We do have, so yeah. All right. So for this year, we grew 2,321%, which I didn't even know it was possible that you could grow past 100%, but I guess if you start from zero, then yeah, the sky is the limit on how much you can grow. And how they calculated that beats me, but
it grosses me out a little bit. I don't feel like it makes any sense.
2,000%.
I love that 1,000%. I'm that doesn't make sense. 0 to 100, period. But yeah, we grew.
And then, so they wrapped this up prior to the end of the year. So this said that we did 57 episodes, but we will have done 60.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because we're holding back a couple episodes.
Well, this would be 61, and it comes out in the new year. 60 will come out this year.
Oh baby!
So 60 episodes, 1 year.
Consistency.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Trying to
watch your elbow, but your thing. Your sleeve.
Oh yeah, that's. Do you do the watch the elbow trick?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Sorry.
But sometimes I make eye contact with the person, and so I'm
gross.
Then I miss it because I'm all about the eye contact. I want to look into your soul while we're high-fiving. Let's connect. All right, our most popular city was St. Louis, which is no surprise. That's where we're from. Lots of supporters, but we also had Baldwin, St. Charles, Chesterfield, and then Denver was in the top 5. So, yay, Colorado.
Thank you, Denver.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Say something.
Really, who are you? And then, so that's just in the U.S., but we were in 16 countries this year.
Countries?
16. 1-6.
So funny.
So the U.S. was the main one, and then second place was Canada. We got a good amount of Canadian listeners.
Cool.
Yeah. And then Australia is number 3. Singapore is 4, which was...
Say something. Who are you?
And then
How
the
exciting.
UK. And the UK is number 5. And
Wow.
it won't give me the full 16, but those are the top 5.
Okay.
Our top episodes is our very first one, Stay Toxic.
Okay.
Which, I mean, makes sense. It was
It's
our first
the
one. We
big
hyped
moment,
it up.
yeah.
It was our debut. And then our second one is Disastrous Dates with Breezy. So we got a bunch of the support from the rugby team for that one.
That was a lot.
And then number 3 is episode 5, What Dreams Are Made Of. The fourth one is Weird Roommates with James. And then our 5th one is our Toxic Positivity. People just really love the toxic. Maybe like we are really
Just
fucking
stay
up.
toxic. So you know what?
No hope for cynics.
Staying cynical. I got you.
Hold on, let me get my...
Should we try like cynic positivity?
Positively cynical. Oh.
I love that one. I will be your positively cynical person in your life. Oh, let me fix your earring.
Oh yeah, if you
She's turned a little bit.
you can't
There you
see, which you won't because the camera's far away. But Gina, so we did our Christmas presents before this, and this is the first year that Gina is being really like mindful and
I don't do gifts.
deliberate with her gifts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did good.
Thank you. Thank you. If you saw what Maria did for me, though.
Oh, stop. It's not a comparison. The comparison is the thief of joy. I've been gift giving for like ever. I love to do it. So for me, like, it's an easy thing.
That's
I love
true.
to think about what can I get people.
It was funny, though, because I know comparison, blah, blah, blah. There are 3 different, like, categories I was trying to target, and Maria also hit those targets, but, like, she's kind of an expert level, because also it's homemade stuff, so she's been making things for a while. I'm trying to hype her up in making her own, like, pop-up booth and sell this shit, but that's a whole other story. Anywho, the stuff that I made / got / bought is, like, such beginner level, and then the stuff that she had was such expert level, and I thought that was so funny. Some of the athletic wear, some earrings. I tried a scrub. Yeah, that scrub is gonna hurt ya. She's a little dense and frozen, so
She is frozen because it was in your trunk for how long?
for like 2 weeks. So
Yeah, so we were on the same page for both of our gifts. Like, they were the same, but
very
different. So Gina got me a sugar scrub, which happened to be frozen. And then I got her a salt scrub. And Gina likes things, you know, Gina is almost, I would say, like, sadistic. You like pain. You wanted your doggy style painful. You wanted your, like... You wanted stuff painful. So, like, you got me a painful scrub. I like things a little bit more subtle, more mild. So I got Gina a nicer,
little soft
softer
baby
salt
skin.
scrub.
I gotta take care of those burn marks on your feet. You're a runner, you know? Those calluses.
I like to keep the calluses.
No, tame them.
I worked hard for those calluses. When I get a pedicure, I tell them, don't remove those. Leave the
Everyone
calluses.
with calluses is so callous, I'd say.
It's just another wall that we can have
It's a wall.
against people.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, keep giving it to me, baby.
Okay. So we had a total, this is based off of 57 episodes, 950 downloads. Which I'm like, who downloads? I mean, I love it, but who downloads episodes? I don't download any podcast episode when I listen to them.
Someone traveling to Singapore. Gotta listen to some podcasts.
And to Australia, and yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so that is Buzzsprout. If we go to Spotify, they tell us, like, who our listeners are by, like, age. Majority of our listeners are between the ages of 25 and 44. That's, we have a 2-decade gap. Or
Yeah.
not a gap, but like a chunk that are main listeners. 25 to 29 at like 39%.
Okay.
Which I'm surprised. 25 to 29?
Yeah, not really. That's my age.
Yeah.
Y'all with me?
But my age is, so the 30 to 34, that's the next group. That's 29%.
Yeah.
And
You
then-
know, the lowest amount, though, is what cracks me up.
I know. So our lowest percentage at 3 is 18 to 24. No young folk be listening.
Wake up, y'all. Stay woke.
No Gen Z.
Listen to us.
Because we talk like that they don't listen. We don't use fucking skibbity-doo-dah.
We are trying to take them back to fucking, what, the 16th
Victorian
century?
era.
You know?
Speak
Maybe
better.
we'll reach the Gen Alpha or whatever that the
next
one is, because we're going to tell them, bring it back.
I don't think we'll reach the ones below zillennials, what you would consider yourself. I don't think we'll ever reach them.
Yeah, that's okay.
And that's fine.
But our 5%, no, 4%?
4% is okay. 55 plus.
I love it.
And I think I know who that 4% is, so thank you.
Shout out.
Shout out. So that's our like age demographic on Spotify. Apple could be totally different, right? Like I said, I don't have the stats for that. The people that are listening out of the country on Spotify. Oh God. Okay. Oh, I didn't see where to put it, but I think that's the main stats. The people that listen to us also listen to the Joe Rogan show, Mr. Ballin podcast, Strange, Dark, and Mysterious, Jocko, 1 Minute Remaining, and Morbid. So like our listeners also listen to true crime.
Yeah,
mostly.
But that's surprise, no surprise.
No surprise. I mean, we shout out Morbid all the time.
Morbid.
Thank you again.
Thank you for inspiring.
Okay. Oh yeah. So here's where. So on Spotify, we're a top 10 podcast for 42 people.
That's so cute. But then I told Maria, I was like, okay, but like for someone who doesn't listen to a podcast and then goes to support us and listens to a podcast, it's automatically a top 1.
Okay, well, that's where you're cynic speaking.
But it's realist, right? Tell me I'm wrong.
It's fucking cool to be a top 10 for 42 people on Spotify.
But then the next stat I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, so then it gets like a little bit more specific. So we're top 5 for 34 people.
I was like, okay, so if you do the ratios here, top 1 for like, what, like 15 maybe? Which is a pretty big deal.
Number 1 for 13.
13! I was so close!
Yeah. Yes. So if you listen to, like, because I only listen to maybe like 3 podcasts.
Yeah.
So like all 3 of those would be in my top 10, top 5.
Yes, exactly.
So
that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So the top 1 is pretty damn cool. So we're either the only podcast that they listen to, which honor, or they listen to like 2 or more, and we're still 1.
Mm-hmm. I will take that win. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys. Really, truly, thank you.
Are we setting goals, or are we just going to keep riding the wave?
I think just keep riding the wave. Okay. Last year the goal was just to give it 1 full year.
Yeah.
And we've done that. Yes.
We made it.
And then do we just make that the same goal? Do just another year?
Make it another year.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make our goal right now. 1 more year.
1 more year. New Year's resolution. 1 more year.
And it was a stretch making this year, so I'm going to throw that out there.
We had our highs and our lows. You know, you have to, for a hike to be interesting, you have to have the ascents and the descents.
Yes.
You have the mountains and the valleys.
Yes. Big valleys.
Basements of rock bottom.
Favorite thing. I'm
they were great.
That says that.
They were great opportunities to get creative. Mm-hmm. You know,
what I want to do is start making merch. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if anyone's gonna buy it, but I'm gonna fucking buy it.
Well, I have like lots of ideas that I want for like this new year. Like I've always been, even from the beginning, I've been obsessed with like having a monthly charity. Okay. So like I'm gonna throw it out there. If people are interested or biting at it, then let's look into it. But I want to do like a charity a month, and then we hype it up, and 100% of the proceeds will go to that charity. Like no money going back into the podcast. 100% of whatever's donated that month will go to that charity.
That's a great idea.
It can either be via just direct donation, or if we have merch, then whatever merch you buy, I think still like 100% would go back to the charity, or maybe like 50%. So then we can buy more merch or make more merch.
Profit. It's a thing.
Well,
business, baby.
Like we would just break even on the merch, and then 50% goes to the charity.
Sounds good. Some ideas. We'll brainstorm.
Yeah.
This is the first we're really talking about it is with you guys all next to us. So
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I've not said anything. But I've always liked the idea of having like a monthly charity, and instead of having like a Patreon for like ad-free episodes, we keep all the episodes ad-free. I could put ads in them. I choose not to because I love you guys.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I see now.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
they make that's how people make money off of podcasts is
Oh.
sponsorships or ads. If you want to sponsor us, we're open. We can discuss. But but don't put the ads in. And then if we were to make money, then like I said, I would like to donate it to a charity. And then if I want to, like, okay, if someone has a charity near and dear to their heart, then they submit that to me, tell me about it. Then we'll talk about it and we'll say this is important because of this. And then people can donate.
Okay. All right. Lots to discuss.
Yeah.
Maria's like, New Year.
Pop off.
Real.
But speaking of New Year, do you have any New Year resolutions for like yourself, personal,
No.
that you would care to share?
No.
None.
I don't believe in them. I don't do them. Whenever it's time to make a change in my life, I just go and do it because here, cynic, welcome, realist. Thank you. Some people stand by the New Year's resolutions, and I bet you the one that you have is going to be legit, and I'm just going to support you through it. But anytime I've ever had a New Year's resolution back in the day, it kind of falls off in the first month, or 3 months max. So no, I'm going to not have it a New Year's resolution.
But why does it fall off?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Because I've done New Year's resolutions, and I created spreadsheets, and I was able to do them for a full year. That's what I mean. Not everyone. Lots of people create New Year's resolutions, and they hate New Year's resolutions for that exact reason. Because it falls off. Why does it fall off? Fucking you. That's why it does.
Okay, calm down.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well,
Simmer down.
People
New
can't have-
Year.
Same us. People cannot have this negative attitude about New Year's resolutions when it is their own damn fault that they don't fall through with
Listen,
them.
I can be negative. I'm just not going to do it.
Then just say that. I know I'm not going to do it. But I'm hoping that this episode will maybe hopefully motivate or inspire people, especially if they're doing like health conscientious New Year's resolutions. Like, it's really hard to like maintain like a healthy lifestyle if you're only doing it for like aesthetics or because you think that you should, right? But if you have some of like these facts about how like amazing like your body truly is regardless of your size, then that may make you like, it may change your perspective. It may make you want to actually take care of your body.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the whole idea with the episodes. Like, all right, one, you guys are amazing for not only the support, but also like because you are who you are. But then also, like, if people are needing some inspiration to keep their resolutions, even though it's the very first beginning of the month, then like maybe this will help out for the rest of the year.
That is so funny. You're getting A and B. A and B. Because, yeah, I'll support you, but I don't think it's wrong that I'm anti-resolution altogether. Like, if you have something you want to do, why wait till the new year to start? That's my head. I'm
Right.
like,
Well,
when you feel like you need to do something better for yourself, then just do it. Start then.
I do agree with that, but I'm saying like, okay, the new year, that gives you time to reflect and like, okay, what do I want to better myself on? There's always room for improvement. You can always be better. So then it's like, all right, it just gives you the opportunity to like reflect and think, what do I want to do this upcoming year?
Okay, I'll give you an example. You could call this a New Year's resolution, but it's not I've started this like 2 months ago, and I'm hoping I can carry it on and just improve. But I'm trying to be a better gift giver. Like, that is something that's kind of on the top of my radar. Not only just like giving good gifts, but just giving gifts, because I don't really do that. I've always just kind of like hit the bare minimum and said, you know what, don't count on a gift from me. Like, money's always tight. But now I'm hitting a point where it's like, I can do better. So I started implementing that for like 1 or 2 birthdays in the last couple months. And then also for Christmas, that's been a big thing that I'm like trying to work actively towards. But it is a New Year's resolution? No.
It
No, it
can
is
be.
not.
And it can be measurable. How many tears can I get out of my mom with this gift? Who cries the most? Which gift makes people cry the most?
Did I say that? Yes. The gift that I got my mom, and I can say this because she will never see this. Yeah. I got that like cute ornament that has, when you put it up to your eye and you see like there's a picture in there, but you have to look really closely. And it's a picture of my granny who passed away earlier this year. And she's waving. It's when she was really healthy, still in granny form, like her as older, but healthy. And she's waving in front of her house. And she would always, the thing that she did before she had one of her first strokes is she'd say, "Hi, I was just calling to let you know I was thinking about you. Love you. Bye." In her deep southern accent, word for word, it would never change. Like, that's the voicemail she would leave all the time. So I had that written out in the photo in this little magnifying thing. And my mom better cry. Like, I want tears.
I want to be there to see her reaction.
It's a big one, because all she ever wants for Christmas are gifts. Gifts.
All she wants are gifts.
Duh. No, all she ever wants is pictures and like update her pictures and of the kids and stuff. So I got her this, but it's a little twist. It's an ornament with something sentimental. So I'm like, oh, I want waterworks. So you know what? That's my resolution.
Make people cry.
Make them cry.
I love it. We're staying toxic, but with a positive spin on it.
All right. Sorry, what's yours?
My New Year's resolution, I have two. So one of them is, I do a really great job of being like, in general, overall, like healthy, but like I like don't get enough protein. So one thing that I have is like protein immediately after a workout, like a protein shake immediately after the workout.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
And I've been trying it for like the last like couple weeks, and could be placebo effect, could be not, but I feel like I'm already starting to see like a little bit more rippage in the abdomen.
Oh,
yeah.
Keeping the cage tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then actually, I crave sweets a lot less. I'm actually getting maybe close to enough protein. I know I'm not, but I'm getting more protein than I was.
Nice. All right.
I don't crave sweets as much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And then the second one is to get engaged. Looked right at the camera.
Victor.
Victor.
I love it.
So that's just, just a couple of them.
Okay.
Both obtainable.
Very attainable. If I told you the goal that was mine 2 years ago, I'll never say it out loud publicly to the people. No, I will. Okay.
I can say you can't say that and then not say it.
It was to make sure I worked on.
Should I swallow my coffee before you say it? Go ahead.
Not wiping from back to front.
Not wiping from back to front?
Let it sink in. Let it digest.
No, I knew, I got it the very first time.
Let it steep.
Okay, so it's a hot take out there, right? Which direction to wipe? I consider it a hot take because, okay, just like you can stop from front to back so you don't go all the way up your back, which shit, you can stop before when you're going back to front.
Well, yeah, but see, it's more risk with that way. So I had to start working on front to back. And when I told a friend that, they're like, "You don't do it front to back."
But it's who teaches you?
It was a lesson. Yeah. Well, apparently it's a known thing. So you know what? Thank you for the reassurance, because I was put into my misery when I was what am I trying to say? I was corrected and it felt shitty. Pun intended.
Shitty and humbled and
and I was like, okay, damn, I've got to make some changes here. But so I started making change, and it was a grand difference. I definitely was like, that was the one New Year's resolution I stuck to and persevered, and I do it today.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Front to back, baby.
But I think, whatever direction you want to go, if you're good at it, keep it. Don't let people tell you how to wipe. You're a grown-ass adult.
But I think some things should be, educated on, because not, like I just said.
Who teaches that?
No one knows.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You only
is
find
that
out through
what's the
conversation.
right way? And when they told me that, they're like, yeah. Do you know anyone that does it the other way? I'm like, no, I don't talk about
I
it.
don't right. Who asks people that?
So, tell me.
Poll, front to back or back to front. Get personal. But speaking of the body, so let's get into it. So this episode is going to be all totally based on one book by Bill Bryson. If you have not read any of his stuff, I highly recommend, because he is just so amazing in the way that he can like take something so scientific and dumb it down for like an everyday person to be able to not only like understand it but actually enjoy it, because he will also speak poetically and eloquently, and like it's just the way I have lots of like direct quotes in here because I just love how he said it, and there was like no way that I could like say it better. It's impossible for me to say it better.
I love those. I admire those.
Yeah, so essentially, the book, The Body, A Guide for Occupants, which I love the title, A Guide for Occupants, a guide to you, is like, so each chapter is about like a specific part of you, and he goes into like great detail as to like how essentially like you are amazing, and you're amazing in ways that you don't even know it. And so I think we'll probably do a couple series on this, and we'll break it up by chunk. And then today's chunk is just like the first 2 chapters.
Okay.
And so let's get into it. Highly, highly recommend checking the book out. Bill Bryson. And he's got other books too. And they're all like, they're pretty like, I don't know if they're all educational, but the ones that I have come across have been like educational. Like fun, nonfiction ones.
Quote unquote, Bryson is a master explainer. Brisk, provocative, and entertaining. The Wall Street Journal.
Highly entertaining. Like if this book was like one of the like school books that we had to read for like biology, 100% I would read it.
Get down.
Because it's actually educational.
Okay. And I'm intrigued. I'm like in the first page. Yeah, let's go.
And there's pictures in there. Like, come on.
Who doesn't love a good picture?
Who doesn't love a good visual? All right, so to start off, did you know that all chemicals that make up a human can be bought at a hardware store?
No.
All chemicals that make up you can be bought in a store. For how much? Good question. Someone actually attempted to figure out how much it would cost to assemble all the components of a human being.
Okay.
Specifically, in 2013, there was the attempt by Britain's Royal Society of Chemistry. They wanted to see what it would cost in materials to build a human, and their quote-unquote model was Benedict Cumberbatch, the actor. So they were doing it based off of like, you know, his height, his weight, everything like that. So like specifically how much would a human Benedict Cumberbatch would cost. And they did this for like a science festival. According to their calculations, there are 59 elements that are required to build a human. 6 elements make up 99.1% of you.
Wow.
So you need 59, but 6 of them make up the majority of you, 99% of you.
Okay.
So that means 53 elements make up less than 1% of you.
Okay.
So that's wild. So the big 6, which if you've taken basic chemistry, you'll know all of them: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus.
Okay.
Those are your big 6. That's what you are made up of. Plus 0.9% of 53 others, including tin and copper.
Okay.
Which is weird to think that you have tin and copper in you.
Okay. I'm digesting.
I know,
don't think
it's a lot of information, like, boom, just within the first sentence.
Before you go too far, Greg and I were talking about this the other night. Do you, because you're having to take, it's like a daily supplement, right? You take vitamins daily. Is it because that the supplement, like, goes away or gets out of your system within 24 hours?
I think it depends on the supplement.
Or when you're working out, are you working out the vitamins, and that's why it's good to take them before, after? Like, when is the best time to take vitamins in relation to a workout or your day or your sleep?
Right. Well, I think it all depends on like, do you need said vitamin? Like for working out, like you will sweat out electrolytes, so then you should replenish electrolytes. And then I have it down here, like your body naturally does not make, we'll get to it, but your body naturally does not make one specific thing, even though other animals do. And so then like you have to get it in other ways.
Okay, yeah, because like, a melatonin comes to mind where we were talking about how that's something that your body makes naturally, and if you start taking melatonin, your body relies on an external source.
It will stop making it,
not making it, yeah. Or vice versa, like, it's really good to take folic acid and B6 or B12, I can't remember which B vitamin, but in the morning before you eat, and then pretty much everything else is in the evening.
Yeah, well, I'm not versed enough to know or to say what you should and shouldn't do vitamin or
it was from that
supplement-wise.
book you had me read.
I did give you, I was going to say, like, I would have to rely on that book. I don't know off the top of my head.
I do. I just told you. Science.
You heard it here first. Dr. Gina. Fix your life. Okay, so for example, selenium. Science has come a long way, but surprisingly, like what goes on in elemental level is still like a mystery. They're still sorting that out. So like selenium is one of those 53 elements that only make up 0.9%, right? And even though it's so little, it matters.
So important. I take selenium every night.
Well, you shouldn't, but
What? Seriously?
selenium?
Yeah.
You've heard of it?
I take it every night.
Why?
Because that's what the book told me to do.
But have you ever gotten selenium levels taken? Like, how do you know you're deficient in selenium? Your body makes it.
Don't.
You're made up. You have it already. Okay, well.
All right, let's keep going.
Well, hear me out. Like, if you. We're learning things as we go.
Oh, shit.
I don't think you need to, like. I think the book is not like a catch-all. I don't know if it's like you should do every exact thing that the book says.
I thought it was under the impression, like, these are the things your body really needs, and you're right, if your body already makes it, but remember, I was getting sick all the time. And
Well, what if you're taking too much shit?
No, after I started taking all these vitamins, I stopped getting sick all the time.
Yeah, well, I do know you're supposed to get as many vitamins naturally, like via food and sunlight, as you can, and then like the supplements are just that. It's like, okay, today I didn't eat enough spinach and dark chocolate. I need more magnesium or what have you, right?
Okay.
But okay, so if you pluck out any cell from your body, it will have 1 million selenium atoms in it. 1 million selenium atoms in just one cell of your body.
Yeah, okay.
Until recently, nobody knew like what they were for, but we do know selenium makes 2 vital enzymes. So too little selenium, so if you have a deficiency in it, it's linked to hypertension, arthritis, anemia, some cancers, and possibly even reduced sperm counts. If you have too much, though, it will irreversibly poison your liver.
That's hilarious. That's
It's not
hysterical.
hilarious. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe get tested before you just blindly start taking supplements. Find out if you are deficient or not.
How do you get tested? Where do you go?
You know what? I don't know. I guess
Who
your
the
doctor,
fuck knows?
like, gets blood work done. Go to a scientist. See, like, I don't know how you would get tested for that, but I'm sure there is tests out there.
I don't think I'm the only person here. I think everyone takes vitamins because they're told they need to start taking vitamins, and then they pick what vitamins they want. I don't think anyone knows what they really need or what they should be taking for them. So if we can figure out, you know what, we're going to figure that out.
You know, maybe that should be the weekly wow. Don't blindly take stuff, or don't blindly trust, even if they are a doctor or professional. Like, you know what, do your homework, get a second opinion, just double check.
We should try to figure out who to get that second opinion from.
Well, I think multiple, I would get from like a medicinal doctor, and then like if possible like a holistic doctor. Like I would get varying degrees of.
It's a lot of work. All right, we'll get there.
Okay, but it's an investment.
We'll
it's like
get
your
there.
whole body. All right, so how much does a body cost? This is in US dollars in 2013. So inflation. But back then, it was an exact $151,578.46. So 150 grand to make a person.
Okay.
Okay, but the thing is, right, so like you assemble all these chemicals, you're still not going to make a human being. There's only one way to make a human. Only one person or one whatever has the ability to create human life. A woman.
Huh?
Do pregnancy. Like a woman can create a human life.
Oh, got it.
But like you can't do it in a lab. I know they're trying to, but
Also, is it like per pill? Are they charging per pill? Or per bottle?
what do you
Where did they
charging-
get that numerical amount
They've
of cost?
of like getting all the chemicals that make up a person, and then they added the cost together. That's how much
Okay.
it would take. That's not per pill. That's like, okay, how much it would cost to make a person,
Oh.
based on all the chemicals, the 59 elements that make us up.
Okay.
If you're the exact size of Benedict Cumberbatch. 150,000.
Got it.
Well, that was 2013, you know? Add
That's
your
also
inflation
like
calculations.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, there are variables here. It's
There
gonna
are.
cost more than that now.
It will, yeah. All right, so unquestionably, the most astounding thing about us is like what we are made up of, you can find in a pile of dirt.
Nice.
So question is, what makes us so different, so unique? How can we walk, talk, and, you know, be us when we're made up the same stuff that I can just find right outside my door in a pile of dirt?
Well, that is a very religious background.
It could be religious, or you can make it scientific, and that's what I like about Bill Bryson, is that he makes it all scientific, but he does, like, I mean, he still uses words like miracle and stuff like that, so it's a good blend, right? He's not like, God, that is the answer to everything.
Right. And I'm not very familiar with all the different types of religion. The only one that I can think of is Adam and Eve. Like, how were Adam and Eve made? Well, from dirt, baby. Right?
From
I
the
hope I'm
dirt.
right. I'm sorry if I'm not. So, interesting.
And he has a quote that I really like, and it's probably like the most famous of the book. It says, quote, "The only thing special about the elements that make you is that they make you. That is the miracle of life."
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. And then it goes on to say, quote, "We pass our existence within this warm wobble of flesh and yet take it entirely for granted. Not only do we take it for granted, but some abuse it, poison it on a daily basis. Like, this is you. Like, we'll get into it, but your body fights so hard to keep you alive. And yet we just throw back tequila shots and we like blindly like, or just drink to oblivion and just sit in front of a TV and drink beer. And
Well, I see the direction you're going with this, and I want to pause for a second because I think it's worth being like, I had a moment where when I was reading that book you showed me, I don't read, right? So I read this one book and I'm immediately like, everyone needs to read this. Everyone needs to change their life.
changed.
Everyone needs to do better. Yeah, because it was really eye-opening and I just could not believe how much there was to do and change to make your body and your life so much easier. But my mom, you know, being the wise of all, had to sit me back and was like, Gina, stop trying to change people. You read one book. Like, calm down. So I think we need to...
same application, right?
Yes,
So
like-
this isn't a whole preaching of like,
You're doing life wrong.
change your life, right? This is just, we're mostly just gonna like spew facts and then take what you want out of it and do what you will with it.
Yes, because will I go take some tequila shots tonight? Yes, I will.
Yeah, we have friends
Thank
miss.
you.
Yeah.
So I will be hurting myself.
And it's balance, right? And I think it's just like, I think you just, you know, it's okay to have the knowledge of like,
Yes.
yeah,
It's just funny.
every day's gonna be different, right? Mm-hmm. But I think just having knowledge is kind of cool. And that's where I said at the beginning, like maybe like hearing some of this stuff, it will change your perspective or like make it easier to stay motivated or inspired to choose the healthier choices.
Yes.
And then to be okay with the balances.
Because less Bill Bryson vocal, your body it's so powerful and so strong, and it works so hard. So kind of what you're saying, kind of not. Your body takes on so much. So be nice to yourself and do the balance that we're talking about. But I don't know, when you walk around and you have that extra skin or whatever, and you are looking down at yourself, not talking from personal experience or anything.
Specific.
You got to remember that your body does so much for you. So don't be so hard on it. Go ahead.
That's a great point. I did have that in here, is like also knowing this, like you can have both sides, right? So like my side is like, I'm really mean to myself, and I shouldn't be, because my body is amazing. Like it can do all these amazing like physical feats also, and it like keeps me like moving. But also like, yeah, like everyone has off days. The body's gonna have like off days. Mm-hmm. And like, okay, even if I am bloated, like who cares? Like it's still keeping me alive. Mm-hmm. So yeah, give yourself more grace also. Like, you know, pick which one you need, or both.
Or balance your chemicals also, like a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Just do all of it. Fix your life. All right, some fun facts about the body. On a daily basis, you blink 14,000 times. To put that in perspective, that is 23 minutes that your eyes are shut per day. 23 minutes from all the times it takes you to blink. That's a long time.
Challenge accepted.
More if you take naps, or if you're just an extra blinker. If you're flirtatious that day, then like, you're gonna have more minutes.
I love it.
And you never have to think about that though. Like no one thinks blink, blink. You might now that I've said it. You're gonna start thinking about your blinking.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. But every second of every day, your body undertakes literally an unquantifiable amount of task without you even thinking about it or even knowing about it. Mm-hmm. Just like the blinking. It doesn't require an iota of your attention. In the time it takes me to finish this sentence and for you to hear it, your body has made 1 million red blood cells. Wild.
I like that number. That's a good number, 1 million.
1 million. In just that short little like sentence. And like your red blood cells, those are the ones that will like course through your veins. They help keep you alive. They will rattle around about 150,000 times, delivering oxygen to your cells. And then once like they've done all that rattling, they're battered and they're useless. They can't do anything else. They will actually present themselves to other cells to be quietly and humbly killed off for the greater good of you. Mm. They sacrifice themselves. I've done my job. I'm done. Take my place.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
Yeah, if you want to make it dramatic. But like, think about it.
You not get that saying? You not get that quote?
Say it again.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
Is that the Harry Potter one?
Oh my god, yes. I thought that was going to be like an instant...
The way that you said it, I think.
It's how he says it. He's going to sacrifice himself.
Not me, not Ron.
No. Oh my god.
What's the song?
Not me, not Hermione. Yeah.
Break it down. But yeah, that's essentially what your body is doing. All in all, there are 7 octillion atoms that make up you. So that is 7 billion. Like, I don't even know how many zeros that is, but it's just a shit ton of zeros behind that. It's so much. Like, it's just a stupid looking number, right?
Yeah.
That make you up.
Can I look?
Yeah, it's in here.
Oh, you don't have it there?
No, I wrote it down. I'm not going to click all those zeros.
Over an abundant amount of zeros.
Look, it's like 2 lines worth of zeros.
Oh my god, you're not joking.
Yeah.
What number is that? I almost want to Google, what is this?
They said 7 octillion.
Octillion?
Yeah. I didn't even know that was a
value. No. That's hilarious. All right.
So there's 7 octillion atoms of these that are, quote, that have an urgent desire to be you.
Oh.
Right? So that's kind of like sweet to think about. Like they're all just there for you. Right? And like, you know, they're just
little guys are working.
They're working their ass off. They maintain your form and your shape, and then they let you enjoy this brief ride that we call life.
That's cute.
It is. We are also extremely compact. I did not realize how packed in there we are.
Oh, I know, I could see that 100%.
Like, have you been
200,000%.
2,000%. What was the exact one? 2,300. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know that. There's a body museum in Atlanta, Georgia. I think it was closed for COVID for a bit, but I think they're still open.
Cool.
I haven't been, but I want to check it out because I want to see, after reading this, like, what do they have there? Mm-hmm. But your lungs, if you like smooth them out or iron them out, would cover a tennis court.
Hold the phone.
Right? Like, I got stuck on that last night. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think, like, the size of my lungs. Like, how the fuck would you... A whole ass tennis court?
Doesn't sound right.
Right,
I'm having
but
a hard time believing it.
Me too. But
when you're saying, like, is it when you say density, like, are you smashing it out, spreading
I think, like,
it out?
as thin as you can.
How thin is the layer?
Yeah, that one was
It's
hard to
tear
swallow.
Immediately. Don't bounce ball on that court.
It's really wild. And then the length of your blood vessels would take you 2.5 times around Earth.
That's so funny.
Right.
That's crazy.
It is
I knew the
insane.
whole thing about the intestines, how it's, 6-8 feet long. I forget exactly amount, but it's several feet.
Yeah.
But that's just your intestines. I've never heard of any of this other stuff.
Of your blood vessels.
Yeah.
2.5 times around Earth, and that's just one person.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. Bill.
I believe in Bill.
All right.
And then the most wily part. So if you had a hard time believing...
Cynical.
If you had a hard time believing those two, this third one will be even like harder to fathom.
Okay.
So you have 1 meter of DNA packed into every cell. So think of how small a cell is.
Yes.
You have 1 meter of DNA packed into one cell.
Wait, 1 meter?
1 meter of DNA packed into it. It is just so tiny. And so if you formed all of your DNA into a single strand, it would go beyond Pluto.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry, Bill. I don't get it. You see it?
We have a little bug flying around that we're trying to
I
get.
just got hit because she's trying to save me from
Okay.
the bug.
Got it.
Damn it.
I think I got it.
I'm the gnat.
So in a literal sense, you are cosmic, right?
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Did Bill say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, so that is really hard to imagine, right? But the reason so much DNA can fit into like one little cell, it's because it's like exquisitely thin. Like if you took 20 billion strands, I'm going to say that again, 20 billion strands of DNA side by side, it would make the width of just like a single hair strand. A single hair strand has 20 billion DNA strands. That's how much can fit.
I'm trying to relate that to the meter here.
Well, because you have like 1 meter of DNA into every cell.
Uh-huh.
And this is just like giving you another way to like think about it. That if you put 20 billion strands side by side, it would be the width of one single hair.
If that were true, the DNA, how big is our as a cell? That does not make any sense.
Your cell is so tiny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're telling me the DNA, if spread out, or side by side, but like in one long strand would reach a meter, there's physically no way. I'm telling you, no. I'm not cynical, I'm a realist here. That is physically impossible for something that is in a little teeny weeny thing. Mm-hmm. So, no,
Scientist,
Bill.
weigh in.
I'm weighing in. Here she is.
Are you a scientist?
I was.
Did you get... I'm going to ask my sister. She has her PhD in science.
Yes, ask her. I was not a scientist. I was a chemist. Very different.
A little different, but still in the science world.
That is so not make sense. That is not... I can't... No.
The word is unfathomable.
Thank you. I'm not taking Bill's word for that. Sorry, Bill.
I'm going to take his word because I really just love the idea of that.
It's his background. It's just
It seemed like he really did his homework. Like, everything is cited. He spoke to so many people. So I believe him.
Okay, well, keep going on with Bill.
The DNA exists for only one purpose, and that's just to make more DNA. So its purpose is just to make more of it. And DNA is essentially like the instruction manual on how to make you. And it has just about like a perfect record. So, it just keeps going over and over, and it makes only about like one error per every like billion letters that it copies.
Cool.
So 1 out of a billion, which isn't like, that's pretty
what happens with the error?
So then, because your cells divide, though, then that error also divides. Oh. And instead of like 1, you have essentially like 3. Mm-hmm. And over time, that does add up. And those errors are called mutations.
And what happens when you get fully mutated?
Well, your body can ignore most mutations, but not all of them. And then when it doesn't, it's called evolution. Right? Isn't this so fun? Science.
It was the epiphany.
All right. But there's like a genetic paradox, right? So we are all same, but different. Genetically, we are practically identical, all humans, meaning we share 99.9% of DNA. But yet we are all so completely fuck-ass different.
Fuck-ass different. Say it again.
Fuck-ass different. Like, mine and your DNA will easily differ like 3 to 4 million places. Mm-hmm. On top of that, we each have about like 100 personal mutations, which makes us different.
Yin and yang, honestly.
Gina got more of like the cynical cells, and I got more of the spooky cells.
Take a step back. I'll remind you, realist. Also, I'm a positive person. I did get a book, so I'm not that cynical, but I'm cynical.
By your own words, you said you were a pessimist multiple times, which is what made me think to get that book for you.
Yes.
You said enough times for it to stick. And we've had enough conversations, especially when talking about like the podcast and like its growth or lack thereof. I've had to deal with a lot of cynicism. Someone's got to carry the flag and like keep going.
I have to. It's a hard thing to hold, and I will do it for the two of us.
It's what
carry on.
It's what my quote said. You need both the pessimist and the optimist.
Yeah.
You just need both of them.
Okay.
All right. So all these atoms that we've talked about, those are just building blocks, and in themselves, they're not alive. So what gives us life? When does life begin precisely? There's lots of argument and disagreement around this. You throw in religion, you throw in science. Everyone agrees, though, that the basic unit of life is the cell. Cell contains the ribosomes, DNA, RNA, proteins, etc. But none of those by themselves are alive. But brought together, all of those cells, then you do have life. So how is that possible? This still eludes science. Call it a soul, call it heartbeat, call it, what gives all these little individual pieces that aren't alive, separate, but then you put it all together into our shape, and then all of a sudden you do have life? What causes that? Up to your own interpretation. Believe what you want to believe.
Okay.
And then the human body is often likened to a machine, right? You're a machine, she's a machine. But arguably, it's so much more than that. Machines, like your car, will require regular maintenance, checkup, etc. Mm-hmm. Which you could also argue that the body does. Mm-hmm. But, a lot different. You don't necessarily, will go once a month or however, 5,000 miles for, an oil change, etc. Your body works 24 hours a day for decades, mostly without needing any spare parts or regular servicing. Granted, you do have, some people do hip replacements, knee replacements, new ACLs. So, you do need, some upkeep. And you can call, your servicing, the working out or the checkups or what have you. Each person is different depending on your health status, right? But let's say you have a perfect healthy human. They're not going to require new parts or checkups. Also, unlike machines, though, is we make jokes. We can run on water and organic compounds. We have love languages. We cry. We reproduce with enthusiasm. We appreciate a sunrise or like a cool dip in the ocean. So that's how we are unlike, machines, even though our body kind of functions machine-like.
Yeah. That's where the beauty of hormones comes in.
Yeah. I mean, what makes us human?
Mm-hmm. So what do you think does make us human?
A soul. I think I truly believe in science, but I think there is also something, I wouldn't say religious, but I would say something non-science that we are a part of. Universe, religion, God, life, I mean, whatever you want to call it, right? Mm-hmm. I do think that I would love for that to remain a mystery. I don't want that explained.
Really?
Yep.
I want it explained. I want to know.
I mean, in my mind, I like to believe that it's just, our soul is what makes us unique.
I do believe in soul, but I'm also thinking it's hormones. Like, we're kind of back to science because you've got all these different chemicals and everything, but then there's the hormone aspect of all that good jazz. Mm-hmm. And that is definitely making up your reactions, your response.
Yeah, but I mean,
oh god, there's so many different parts. What is personality?
Right? Is it just a combination? Is your personality just the reaction of different hormones based off of how much selenium and shit you have in you?
It's also the firing of the neurons. I mean, I don't know if that travels back to the DNA and really personality is in a fucked up way just your mutations.
I don't know.
Yeah. Ooh. Feel like we got to know a lot more. I don't know enough.
You can go in deep.
Bill. Hello.
Bill. And so, our guy Bill, he goes on to say, like, and how do we celebrate this miracle that is us? How do we celebrate this glory of our existence? He says, quote, well, for most of us, by eating maximally and exercising minimally. Think of all the junk you throw down your throat and how much of your life is spent sprawled in a near vegetative state in front of a glowing screen. Yet in some kind and miraculous way, our bodies look after us, extract nutrients from the miscellaneous foodstuff we push into our faces, and somehow hold us together, generally at a pretty high level for decades. Suicide by lifestyle takes ages. Which, talk about a slap in the face. That sentence right there, that last one, suicide by lifestyle takes ages, hit me so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's, what a way to put it.
Not wrong.
Right?
But, I mean, if you take care, let's face it, if you take care of your body at peak health as best you can, you're still going to die.
Yeah, and that's his last chapter, which I haven't gotten to, but, like, that's the last sentence. It was like, eat well, work out, die anyways.
Exactly. I'm like, so that's where you get the people that are going to come in and be like, I'm going to die anyways. So I'm going to have fun. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time.
Exactly.
So it's like, again, throwing it back out there, balance.
Yep.
Take care of yourself. Slow down the death. Just slow it down a little bit. Stay here as long as you can, but have fun while you do it. Womp womp.
Yeah. It's your body, your choice. Do whatever you want.
But yeah, no, I do agree. It's hard. And if I were in your shoes reading this book, especially to myself, you get so passionate. You're like,
yeah,
fuck.
You get riled up.
It's intense.
Everyone needs to change their life.
Do better. Yeah.
Show your body some goddamn respect. It fights so hard to keep you alive.
Hey, I've got some homemade body mist. No, room mist. So
room mist.
I'm taking care of it just fine.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Osmosis Jones?
No.
Oh, it's such a good one. People know where I'm going with this, but watch Osmosis Jones. It's like a cartoon / animation mixed with real life people. So it's got Bill, what's his name? Bill Murray? Yeah.
Okay.
It's a hilarious movie, and it's essentially like, so it shows like the animation part is like the cells in his body. He's someone who does not take care of himself at all, and then it will like the animation part is the cartoon part where like it's the cells living inside his body that are like how they live while he takes really shitty care of himself. And it's hilarious.
Okay.
And then, like, he has, like, you know, his aha moment, and then he starts taking better care of himself.
Is it a movie or a show?
It's a movie, and it's so cute.
A whole ass movie?
Yeah, Osmosis Jones.
All right, yeah, I'll take a look.
It's really cute and really funny.
Okay.
It is estimated that 1 in 5 of your cells turns cancerous every day.
Oh, God. Don't say that.
Yes. 1 in 5 of your cells turns cancerous every single day. But your immune system catches and kills them.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're really not taking care of it, then it's like 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah. You're like, you know, you're fighting against yourself. So, okay, so think about that. Let's math the math here. That's a couple of dozen times per week. That is well over 1,000 times a year. And then you get the most dreaded disease of our time, and your body saves you. Most of the time. Obviously, right, for some people, you know, it does evolve into something worse. But for the people who are where you're at now, cancer-free, that is thanks to your body that is capturing those cancerous cells, your immune system.
That's tough, man.
So that's what I'm saying, you know, like, your body does a lot for you. And I think having these little nuggets of knowledge, it's like, okay, well, instead of reaching for, like, that 5th cookie or, like, that 8th shot of tequila on a random Wednesday night, maybe, you know, I'll do that. But then, okay, let me steam it out the next day.
That's funny.
Let me reward my immune system for taking care of me with some
trying.
healthy stuff and exercise.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, our bodies are essentially like a whole ass universe. It's like,
oh, I love that one.
Yeah, we are our own universe. When we have, like, you know, roughly estimated 38 trillion cells.
Write that down. Your body is a universe. Take care of it. That's going to go on a shirt, too.
Merch ideas.
Yeah.
TM.
Got
it. So more or less 38 trillion cells operate in perfect concert of time most of the time, right? Just like, I mean, nobody's perfect, nothing is perfect, and same with your body. So occasionally, like, you'll have pimples, that happens, an ache, indigestion. These are like the normal course of things that remind us that we are imperfect. And, you know, other imperfect things are like we have impacted molars because we have evolved jaws too small to accommodate all the teeth that we're endowed with. Why? I don't know, but that's mutations over time. Our pelvises are too small, hence giving birth to a child is one of the most excruciating things a human can do. Why the fuck did we evolve that way? I don't know.
You're saying they used to be bigger?
They used to, yeah. Or, you know, I don't know. I don't know that far back. But they have evolved to be, they are now too small. That's why childbirth is so painful. And Vic and I have this argument all the time. If childbirth was so natural, why is it so fucking hard?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of women have been questioning that for some time.
Why is it so hard? Why is it so painful?
But it's weird because you're kind of, or what am I trying to say? You're finding what am I saying? Hold on.
Know.
Words. Hold on. Give Gina a second here. The moment's lost.
I was talking about pelvises.
Yeah, I know.
Childbirth.
You're trying to equate it. You're trying to balance it. You're trying to, anyways, medication, injection, what is it called? Epidural, C-section. We have found ways in medicine to counter.
Yes.
Why was that so hard?
Like, we have found all these unnatural ways to do something natural.
Exactly.
And why is that?
If there is any sort of evolution, it's that we're feeding into.
Because we have found all of these alternatives, we are keeping ourselves from evolving into having wider pelvises.
But me as a woman, I'm going to happily feed into that. Are you?
No, I'm going to try and go all natural.
You go right ahead. There are so many people that are like that do it, and they do it well, and they succeed, and it's beautiful, and the way they speak of it is so empowering. But girl, not me. I'll be having every fucking injection.
Shoot me up.
Shoot my shit up. When that day comes, I'm gonna have all the medicine in the world, and I will feed into that evolution, that DNA mutation, all of it.
Side note, did you know we only give birth on our backs with, like, you know, the way that we typically do? Because there was, like, a really perverted king and way back when who enjoyed watching women give birth.
Yes.
So that was how he could watch, as they displayed it for him. And then we just kept it. Why the fuck did we keep it?
I don't know, but it's definitely unnatural, and I think a lot of the time now it's like it's more of a safety thing, like it's liability.
So the doctors can,
Yes.
it's easier for the doctors, that's why.
But it is much more natural to do it in, like, basically doggy style, like
On all fours.
I'm not trying to make that sexual, but on all fours,
Yeah.
like or squatting, like you should not be on your back with your legs up. That's so, like, think about it. When you are using the bathroom to push up, there are squatty potties because you are, like, literally
You need your knees, yeah.
it's just how your body is formed. It's supposed to be all
To push more efficiently, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you bet. I'm going to find somewhere to where I can, like, have a little swing so I can hold on to
Yeah.
it. So I can be, down. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it is, like, essentially taking a shit. You push like you're taking a shit.
And I think there are hospitals that allow you, like, you just have to find the right one.
Yeah.
So I think I would definitely, if I had the option, choose one that's going to let me not be on my back.
But if you get the epidural, you have to.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'll guess I'm on my back. But also there's the C-section. I don't know. There's so many things, but whole can of worms. Go ahead.
Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, so our pelvises, grew too small. Quote, we are hopelessly susceptible to backache. Like, we're just always going to have backaches. This is how we're imperfect. And then our...
Heard.
which I really just love that sentence. We are hopelessly susceptible to backache. And then our organs, for the most part, don't repair themselves. So a zebrafish, if it damages its heart, it will grow new tissue. If we damage our heart, we get a heart transplant and we gain the personality of the donor.
Not a direct quote from Bill, but
No,
yes.
that's tying it back to another episode. Oh, and then here's the one. So nearly all animals produce their own vitamin C, but we cannot. And then I didn't write down how we're supposed to get our vitamin C, but
Interesting.
it's interesting that we can't make our own, but other animals do make their own.
And of course, that's the one thing that's kind of crucial.
Well, a lot of things are kind of crucial.
Well, okay. I'm saying that we don't make, and it's very crucial.
Yeah. And it's like, how did that happen?
How do we decide that? How do we determine that? Who found that out? C.
Vitamin
That's
C.
the letter you need.
I don't know.
Bitch.
And then it says, we are the product of 3 billion years of evolutionary tweaks. So it took 3 billion years to make us like how we are today. It's a really slow process, I would say. Inefficient.
No, calm your tits.
Soothe your boobs. Don't have a rack attack.
God damn it.
Look at us tying it
We're
all back. It's
flying.
like an wrapped up of all of our episodes.
No, like, I think that, here's a twist for you. Here's
Okay.
my non-cynical, is that it's a bit of a twist. Yes, we have found ways easier to adjust and feed into the evolution and however you want to say it. We're definitely, like, countering all the things that bad habits. We're making habits easier into the bad habits. Can you reword that in a smarter way for me?
I don't know if I can.
Can you wrap that up in a pretty pink bow for me?
Give me a high-level synopsis of that. What better verbiage?
I mean, we've just developed so much, and I feel like the technology, for example, that's outstanding.
Well, I think it's interfering.
it's perspective. How do you look at it? Yeah, it's interfering, but is it? We have evolved, but we've also gotten so much faster. We are moving fast all the time. And yes, I don't disagree. That's annoying sometimes. We can all agree. Technology
Slow the
has
fuck
battered
down.
us, but it has also made us do some miraculous things, like combating cancer. We are
Yeah.
feeding into creating cancer and making it worse than ever before. But you would have never had a cure for that.
But why do we need a cure for that?
I think we were always going to have it.
Well,
I do.
I think all the foods and shit that we have nowadays, call it conspiracy theory, call it whatever, but I think the GOV period has created stuff to kill us off. I think they're creating customers for medicine,
Customers or
lifelong customers.
what is it? This is the word I was
The
trying
purge.
to come up with.
It's a purge.
Because I mean, honestly, a lot of the any type of outbreak or cancer, I think we can all agree there's probably really is something out there. Anytime it comes close to the surface of getting exposed, those people die. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
coincidentally.
ding dong. But like honestly, I think that also, and I have friends that have cancer, and so I take this close to home. It sucks and it's terrible to say out loud, but it is population control. Like, these terrible things that they are holding cures for and ruining people's lives over, you kind of have to have it, otherwise this world would literally implode. We have already plenty of people. If we had a cure for cancer, think of what would happen.
Well, I
Think
think
about it.
I think the earth would just balance itself. I think if it wasn't cancer, it would be something else.
You're right. Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, it's population control is a real thing. It needs to be a thing. I hate saying it, but someone's got to say it. Someone's got to say it. Like, and it's so personal and close to home because I think a lot of us have these things in our lives that's like, fuck you, Gina. That's not cool to say. I don't disagree. I don't like saying it, again, because I have friends that are people that are very close to me that have died from these things, and it just takes you. Almost a piece of you goes with them because it's so tragic, and it hits that soul of yours in a way you can't imagine. But, there's a but. It's got to be controlled. In some way, shape, or form in 2025, it's cancer.
Yeah, well, I mean, could go down a whole rabbit hole with that, with lots of thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean...
So anyone
I-
that's in the industry of trying to cure cancer,
I just think that... I don't think in my lifetime we'll get a cure for cancer, sadly. I think there will always be assassinations or something in the way that will stop that
I
from
think
actually
there's
happening.
a cure out there. I think
I
that
do
we found
believe
it
it.
a very long time. For it to have been around as long as it has, and for us to have all this other technology roaming around, finding cures for other things, like within 10 years of it happening or coming into existence, but we haven't found a cure for cancer, call them bullshit.
Well, so I try to have this conversation with my sister and her husband, because she's married, and they're both scientists. And so I was talking to them about it, and they were saying, like, each cancer is just so different. There is not, you would never be able to find a cure for all cancer. And that's why, like, every cancer reacts differently to each person. So it's like, it mutates. And so it's so difficult to find, a cure. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Should we have a conversation about cancer sometime?
Hey, don't you have
No.
that friend that you wanted to bring on?
Yeah, I do actually. But he's going through it, so probably not. Not right now.
Okay.
I mean, the kid's had cancer most of his life, so it's shit like that that's like, why? Why?
Yeah, and I don't know if I would call it, like a purge or population control.
Yeah, so it's harsh terms.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. I don't like that I said it. I just don't know a better way to say it.
I mean,
But it's also like, I'm not beating around the bush, I guess. Ugh.
you know what the problem is?
Ugh.
Those people that have 10 fucking kids. Stop. That's
Is
where
that what the
that's what the problem is. Why do you need 10 fucking kids? We're not in ancient times where you have a farm and you need to man the farm. Some people, yes, but other people, you're doing it because you have fucking millions of dollars and like you're reproducing just because you can.
They don't have
Stop.
millions of dollars. The ones that are having 10 kids don't have millions of dollars.
You have both sides, right? You have the people that can't afford the birth control and don't pull out quick enough or just aren't smart about it, so then they just keep reproducing
or
kids.
they do it intentionally because it makes money.
Okay, whatever the reason. There's people that will have a stupid amount of kids. That's the problem. Not technology, not cancer, not... It's these people that are too enthusiastically reproducing. Fucking stop.
Get Maria hot. I think this is the most, what do you call it?
Controversial?
Aggressive. Yes, controversial.
Yeah, we try not to get too... whatever, but... New Year, same us. All right, so let's move on. We're getting into the next chapter. So that was just like a high level thing about yourself. I'll make this a little bit quicker. But then like the next chapter, so he breaks it up by body section, right? So the next one is like talking about your outside, your skin, and your hair. So let's dive into some fun facts about the outside of you. I'll start with a quote that I really, really like that is also in the book. It says, quote, "Beauty is only skin deep, but ugly goes clean to the bone." And that was said by Dorothy Parker, who is a famous poet. Okay. Did you know your skin is an organ?
Yes.
No, I didn't know that. Well, I mean, I knew it, but I was like older when I found that out. That it's an organ.
No.
And it's not just any organ, but it's your biggest organ.
Yes.
That is why. That's why it's so important what you put on it.
You really didn't.
I wasn't today years old, but I was probably yesterday years old.
Interesting. I mean, you know a lot about the body and everything, so I'm kind of surprised you didn't know that one.
Well, I didn't
That's
think
fair.
of it as like an organ. I just thought of it as like a shell.
Okay.
And that keeps stuff in and keeps stuff out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was probably like a year or two ago when I realized it actually matters what you put on your skin. Hence all of my natural making potion lab. Mm-hmm. All natural, no synthetic scents, no toxins. At least try not to. And skin gives you your sense of touch. So it brings pleasure, it brings pain. You have your warmth and your cold, and it's just one of the joys of life is being able to touch. And, because think about petting like your little fur babies and how soft they are and just, it glimmers. Mm-hmm. Again, bringing back another episode. And then, and it will repair itself when you injure it. As you scratch yourself or cut yourself with a knife, immediately your body was like, go, go, go. We ride now, not at dawn. Fix it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yay to skin. And then we'll get a little scientific, but the outermost layer of your skin is called epidermis. And it is made up entirely of dead cells. All of you outside is dead. I am looking at death right now.
Okay, well, you don't have to say it like that.
It's like, when you wake up in the morning and you're like, God, I look like death.
It's because you are.
It's because you are. There's truth to that.
I mean, think about it. That's like a snake. We're kind of similar to the reptiles.
Yeah, because we actually do shed. Mm-hmm. We do a shit ton of shedding.
All of it, everywhere. The skin, the hair, the nails.
Yeah.
All of it. It's gone.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of like a weird thing to think about that, all that makes you lovely and beautiful, right? Everything that we base off of, that we consider beautiful, is dead.
I think the only part of you that is exposed to the outer world that does not shed, and I could be wrong, I don't know enough, is your teeth and eyes.
Yeah, your eyes don't shed.
I mean, but do they do any sort of, I don't know,
I think when you cry, it cleanses.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
And then you have to brush your teeth.
Yeah, but what is there anything on your teeth that is coming off? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, okay.
But I thought that was wild, that when you look at yourself in the mirror, it is all dead cells.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so here's the funny thing. I have known a lot of these things. This is like anatomy 101, okay?
Okay, well, I missed that day because that was brand fucking new to me.
But the way you're putting it, it's interesting. I like it. It's a cute twist.
Yeah, and so your outer cells will replace every month. And then, I mean, we've already spoiler alerted, but when they're replaced, guess what we do? We shed. Mm-hmm. We shed copiously. Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
There's literally dead us everywhere. We are breathing in dead me and Vic right now.
Watch this. Ready?
And Gina's putting dead her, like, onto my couch.
Literally just just when you rub your skin,
She's just
like
flaking.
the skin is wafting off. Yep.
Yeah, and we're just breathing it in.
I'm here to stay.
Yeah, well, you come, like I said, like minimum once a week. So there's lots of dead Gina in here too.
If I fart on your couch, God bless.
That's more than just dead cells. It's get your room spray and spray it off. But so let's put some numbers behind it, right? Because I love numbers. 25,000 flakes per minute.
As I itch my head.
Yeah. Per minute. Watch the cord. Oops, sorry. So just in the time that we have been recording this, God, I mean, I can't even do that kind of mental math. But it's over 1 million pieces every hour. So let's see where we're at on time. We're almost hour and a half. So that's 1.5 million each. That's 3 million pieces just right now that we have shed.
Up that a little bit because I did just aggressively.
And yeah. That's 1 pound per year.
Ew, don't say a pound.
A pound of dead cells dust per year.
Okay, so if you're trying to lose weight, just rub your skin really hard.
Get Gina's sugar scrub. It will rub you raw. So then, so think about it. When you run your finger, what have you not dusted in a long time? Go and rub your finger to that. That is all dead you.
That's what dust is?
Yeah, dust
Girl.
is dead you, dead Vic, dead Greg, the cats. I mean, it's a combination of a bunch of things. But that is dust.
Ew.
Yeah.
Go look at that ceiling fan you've got.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And dust that shit off.
Window blinds, any ledges.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah. And I really like the quote that he has in here. Quote, silent and remorsefully, we turn to dust. Like we actually do.
So Marcel the Shell, when she gets her lint buddy.
Marcel the Shell.
You don't know Marcel the Shell?
No. Is this a Vine reference?
No, just early YouTube life.
Okay.
Look it up.
Okay.
She has her little friend that's is lint. I forget what she calls it, but that's just a little piece of someone, I guess. Also, lint. That's trying to think. That's like clothes.
I'm saying not all dust is human.
Okay.
It's a combination.
I'm trying to think. I was like, Jesus Christ, but that also makes me not feel so disgusting. Even it's pretty gross.
It is kind of gross if you really, really think about it. That's why ignorance is bliss. And without getting too scientific,
just we haven't done it enough here.
I feel like we've kind of kept it a balance, right? I've thrown in some science words, but I've tried to keep it pretty high level layman terms. But you are exquisitely fine-tuned to feel the world. Beneath your death layer, there's another layer called dermis. So epidermis is top, dermis is below it, and that's where all your skin's active systems are. So your blood, nerve fibers, roots, hair follicles, etc., but also receptors. And these receptors are what keeps you literally in touch with the world. Mm-hmm. And we have multiple receptors, including Meissner's corpuscles. And those are everyone's favorite because they detect, the light touch, and they're particularly abundant in the erogenous zones. So think these are the sensitive areas. So i.e. Penis, clitoris, lips, tongue. This is why they're everyone's favorite, right? Because they feel good.
Yeah.
Okay. If you feel a light breeze on your cheek or in the back of your neck. Those are your Meissner's corpuscles.
Is it not corpuscles?
Nope, I looked it up.
Okay.
I 100% repeated it 10 times last night and spelled it out phonetically. Corpuscles. Like muscles, but with a P. Corpuscles.
Okay.
I did want to look it up because, I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
I dig it.
And then if you touch your hand on a hot stove or on hot wax because you're trying to make a shit ton of candles for Christmas and you spill some and then you try and clean it up.
Not personal experience.
Didn't happen just last night. Those are your Ruffini corpuscles.
Cute.
Yeah, so I like that they have names. And then your Merkel cells, those respond to the constant pressure. And then your Pacinian corpuscles, those respond to vibration. Okay. And these are really cool because like the Pacinian corpuscle, they can detect a movement as slight as 0.00001 millimeter.
So it's can you say it again?
Pacinian.
Pacinian. So if you're listening to music and you close your eyes and you... Wait, I have that all... Sorry, if you cannot hear, right? If you can't hear at all, but you can feel, and you can feel music, that's beautiful. Your Pacinian...
You have a heightened sense.
Say it one more time. It's...
Pacinian.
Pacinian, it's not sticking. Pacinian corpuscles?
Corpuscle.
Pacinian corpuscles.
Yeah.
Heightened.
So that's like, okay, so I'll give you an example, is when you're holding like a shovel or a spade, you can feel the difference between if you're shoveling sand or gravel.
Can you pause for a second? I was really having a hard time. I was like not getting the words out that I wanted to say, and now it's saying it as you were just getting into gravel. Feel the music. That's where that's coming from. Your Pacinian corpuscles.
The vibration.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thank you. Feel the music.
But so like they can also interpret what you're feeling without directly touching it. So that's for the example. If you're holding a shovel or spade, you can feel a difference between when you're going through sand or when you're going through gravel, even though you're holding that shovel or that spade. They're that sensitive.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Interestingly, though, we don't have receptors for wetness. We have thermal senses that kind of guide us and help us, but we don't have wetness receptors. So that's why when you go and sit down on something, you can't tell if it's wet or if it's just cold.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Felt that a few times.
A lot of times. It's like, why do we not have that? I don't know. Some evolutionary trait, I guess. And then my favorite like fun fact about touch is so your brain does not just tell you how it feels, but it tells you how it ought to feel. Which is why when you are caressed by a loved one, it brings you comfort and it feels good, it feels nice. A stranger does the same caress. Why is it creepy and gross and it gives you goosebumpies?
Oh.
It's the exact same caress, just your loved one or a stranger. Your brain tells you how it ought to feel.
Oh.
Isn't that wild?
It's funny, actually. It's all funny. It's interesting and funny.
And it's also like why you can't tickle yourself. Have you ever tried to tickle yourself?
Yeah, it feels fine. I love it.
Yeah, but so if someone else, like I can like tickle my armpit and not laugh. Vic does it, I will shit myself.
Oh.
Like
Yes. Okay, that's fair.
Okay, last fun fact, and this is around sweat glands. You essentially have two varieties of sweat glands. You have the sweat glands that are pretty much a majority of your body, and then the other variety is of your armpits and your groin area. Those two are different, and they produce a thicker, stickier sweat than the rest of your body.
Okay.
And it typically has a different smell than the rest of the sweat on your body.
Don't it?
Sweat on its own, though, is actually odorless. It's only when it mixes with bacteria does it give it smell. So to give it a smell, it needs bacteria. Otherwise, it is odorless. Fascinating, right?
Oh, that's my favorite fact of the day.
I'm ending on that one because it's like...
Because I'm thinking, like, when your pits are a little stinky, is it just because you got a lot of bacteria under your arms?
And it depends on the type of bacteria. different bacteria will give different smells, and that's why every person kind of has like their own must or their own scent.
But bacteria is not always a bad thing. We should
No,
say
it's not. That the next chapter is microbial you, and it talks about the microbes that essentially live on you.
Yeah.
And there's good bacteria. So.
I was about to be like, we shouldn't end by saying, all y'all nasty for carrying all that bacteria under your arms.
Some bacteria is good.
It could be good.
And also, when you use soap or hand sanitizer, you not only kill the bad bacteria, but you kill your good bacteria too. Oh. And when you take antibiotics, you kill the good bacteria in your stomach. And that's why it takes so long for your stomach to recalibrate if you have IBS.
Oh my gosh. And I've had a lot of antibiotics in my day, and not once when I was younger and actually taking the antibiotics, was a doctor telling me to take a probiotic at the same time of taking an antibiotic. Not once. And I'm not even going to count how many times I've taken an antibiotic in my life.
I have strong opinions on antibiotics, and we can potentially get into it because they do talk about antibiotics in this book also. But if I can get away with not taking it, I won't take it. And I feel like... I
think that's a lot of people, but no one wants to take it. But there's a certain point where you just...
Some people just
kind of have to
take it like all the time. It's the answer to like anything, but it's fucking you over so hard. And we'll get into why in one of the episodes. But
okay. I have a weekly wow.
Okay, but the last little tidbit here.
Oh, sorry.
It's still going with like the bacteria and the smell. So there's two chemicals that are mixed with bacterial actions that give feet a certain smell. Right? So it's certain bacteria and these two chemicals that give feet the smell that they have. Mm-hmm. The same will give certain cheeses the same smelly smell, which is why oftentimes if you smell something, you don't know, is it cheese or is it feet? Because it's the same. That's why some cheese smells like feet and some feet smells like cheese.
You know, Greg made lamb the other night and I was like, that smells like Callie's breath. Callie is my cat.
Oh, it smelled like her breath?
Yeah.
Damn.
When you know how when you take broccoli out of the fridge and you crack open the lid once, and it's like such an overpowering boom. Or chicken smells like a fart, like all those things. Lamb smells like my cat's breath, I found out. So
I think you just have a different scent receptor.
Like, you find out some scenty things? Because I have a very strong nose and I want to know why.
Yeah.
I hope I never lose it though. I love my sense of smell.
There was one time you kept telling me I smelled like ass when really I didn't.
Was it me? I can't remember.
No, I mean, it was me, but it was after the self-defense class, and it was just smelled like hard work, and you kept like, you kept smelling around the house. You're like,
B.O. Which one is it?
You were like, but you were like, why does it smell like ass? Why does it smell like ass? I thought you were literally meaning like asshole.
It smelled bad.
Just smelled bad. Well, then
that's my.
But yeah, I smell like hard work. Anyway, I also have a weekly wow. We can do both.
Okay.
My weekly wow is dust your fucking ledges. Dust your dead ass self out of your house.
Ew. That's a good one. Get those ceiling fans, because I know damn well that's a hard thing to reach, and no one gets to the ceiling fans. Yeah. Or a fan in general. I have a fan that's, fans are typically caged, right? Mm-hmm. And I finally took it apart and got into it. And it was dense.
It was thickums.
And it's probably been a couple years
that it blowing right into my face at night. Breathing all of that in every night.
It's a little sad. So yeah, definitely I like that one. As far as taking it way back to the beginning and doing your New Year's resolutions, we're going to have to also cater to what I think anyone should probably hear is SMART goals. I'm going to put that out there. Mm-hmm. You want to start the new year, and just generally speaking, I know a lot of people are like, I'm going to change this and do so much better in my life. Again, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I think that I'm personally not the biggest believer in New Year's resolutions, but if you're going to do it, here's a tip on how to do it right. Pick one and go all in. Like, don't pick 5 things. It's not obtainable. You're going to be all over the place. You're going to disappoint yourself. I think you need to pick one thing, keep it simple, and obtainable. So that would be my suggestion.
That was really cynical.
No, it's not.
You are going to fail, so just pick one.
No,
don't be ambitious.
It's how you fucking damn it, Maria. It's how you look at it, but tell me I'm wrong. Like, people that are like, I'm going to do this, this, and this, 9 times out of 10, they don't make it.
I think 5 out of 10 times, right? I think there are people out there who can achieve it. There was one year I had, I think, 4 or 5 goals, and I kept a spreadsheet, right? I tracked
because you
it.
are you. You are the 10 of the 9.
You're the 1 out of 10. I said 5 out of 5. I'm giving an optimistic number out there. But
So does it depend on the people I surround myself? I don't know, but I have
Shoot for the
only ever
moon.
watched people not reach their goals, and it's heartbreaking because I know they are really disappointed in themselves. It's not trying to like diss on anyone. It's facing facts and simply experience. People that I have been around a lot of times, sometimes they just don't make it, and I'm telling you, here's how you can do it. Make it an obtainable goal. Bitch.
do whatever you want.
Just fix your life.
Fix your life. Happy New Year.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I have to piss so bad.
So do I.
And I